So back at you here, digital wandering again. And, often I try to start off with the machine that I'm currently running and what operating system. So we have a 2018 MacBook Pro, now running macOS Big Sur. So I just updated this machine. This is the only machine that I have that's capable of running Big Sur naturally. So this is a really cool moment. We're now in the age of macOS 11, macOS 10 still lives, but it is not the current operating system any longer. So just want to talk about a few things. On the last program, it was right on the eve of the keynote, which happened on November 10th, where they released the new machines, the new Apple Silicon Macs. And I was kind of impressed by what I saw. You have the bump in performance with the new Apple internals and also the price. They kept the price either the same or lowered it a little bit. So that was a really good development. I think, part of that is they want people to adopt the new machines. So if they made them super expensive, maybe a lot less people would upgrade. But the price looked good. And for the bump in performance, I think it's really worth it. Now, Big Sur, I've only recently updated this machine. So far, I really like it. It looks really good to me. Uh, it seems like one of the things that really jumps out to me is that Big Sur seems to um, it's a better use of the screen real estate. Everything is still very legible. I guess you can read everything very well, but it takes up less space. So I really like it, and they added a lot of new wallpapers that are really cool. I use mostly found images online for my wallpapers, but the ones they have here for Big Sur are pretty excellent. Let's just look over some of this. Well, you know what? This is one from Catalina right here. Let's see what else we have here. This is the Big Sur image. This is, I think, is also a new one that this wasn't available in Catalina, I don't believe. And you see, you can. One of the things cool about the image, it has a light version and a dark version. And if you place this on dynamic, it will change depending on the time of day and your location. So it's really, really nice effects. Some of the included wallpapers look so good that you don't necessarily have to use your own. I like to use my own just to add my own flavor to it, but these are really nice to look at. I think if you have a machine, so a lot of people wait a long time to update their machines. I tend to do it on the first day. I've been doing that over 10 years. When a new operating system released from Apple, I tend to release update either on the first day or very close to it. It's been a couple of days before I updated this machine to Big Sur because I wanted to do some cleaning on my machine first before I actually updated it. But often I do that way in advance of the release date, and I've had great luck doing it. I haven't had any problems. The updates experience with Apple tends to be very smooth. A lot of people tell you not to do that in case there's problems with the updates. And there are always people that have problems with individual updates if you follow the forums and things like that. I've never had any problems. That doesn't mean that the next update I won't have any problems, but I feel pretty confident that everything has been so smooth that I don't really worry about it. So if you don't have a machine that can run Big Sur, I would really look at those new Apple Silicon Macs because they're excellent value and the bump in performance. You could get you could get either a new Intel, which I don't think it's the same price. You might as well go with the Apple Silicon Macs since they're not cheaper, the Intel. But you can go for an older Intel machine, and that is something that you could do. And you just want to get a machine that fits the system requirements. Now, I've done videos on this channel about system requirements and how sometimes they're not accurate, but the system requirements for the operating system tends to be accurate. So this is, I'm on Wikipedia for Big Sur, and this is normally where I go to get system requirements because it's normally right there. It's very easy to find. You can also go to Apple's website. Apple really only lists information for the current operating system. So now, since Big Sur is the current operating system, it has all the information that you need to know what type of machine you can get or you can buy that will be eligible for Big Sur. So, for example, you can get like a MacBook Air from 2013. It's 7 years old. That's pretty old, but if you can find one that's in great condition and is at a great price, which for me is, it depends on what your price threshold is. I'm thinking a few $100s, $300, maybe $400 max if it's in excellent condition. Maybe not necessarily a 2013, but something within that range that you see here. One of the 2015 MacBooks, that's the one with the single port. So that's a decent machine. I mean, it's light, but it only has that single port, which could be a problem. But I'm using a dongle anyway with my MacBook, so I don't know if I would care that much about having a single port. If it's the machine that I could find one at an attractive price, yeah, I would think about getting it. Um, but one of the problems that I find when I look at Macs online, they're often really use Macs online. They're often very overpriced. So you can see a very old machine, but it's still modern enough to run the latest operating system that could be priced at 600, 700, $1,000, and maybe it's sort of worth it if it's in a great condition. It's been refurbished and it has numerous upgrades. Maybe it's maxed out RAM, has a huge amount of storage space. But when you get that high in price, for me, I would just look into getting a new machine. If I can't get one of these machines at one of these older used machines at a really attractive price, if it gets too high, I would just go for a new machine. But I think it's really worth it. The future looks bright right now with Apple, with the stuff they're releasing. So get on the train, get with Big Sur. I think you will be very happy to do so. This is Digital Wandering signing off.